pain pills that the doctors give to you and send you out the door with. So I was all for that. And within, let's see, I'm on week 4 of post-surgery. So they told me 4 to 6 weeks. When my kit came, this is my kit, like the family's essential kit. And I used it within probably like 3 weeks. And so every oil that she sold me on was just super beneficial in the way exactly that she presented. And I feel so much better energetically and healthy, and I'm just definitely don't regret the path that it's led me on, and so much excitement to learn more. And yeah, so that's
Awesome.
my story.
Well, thanks. My name's Linnell Garfield, and I've been using oils for 6 years. I was the City of Reno hydrologist when I had a medical emergency with my little guy, and he had a 104-degree fever that lasted for 2.5 weeks and wound up having histamine reactions to the meds that we had him on for the fever. And it was really scary, and we were checked into St. Mary's with a cardiologist waiting on us, and it was awful. He was 5 at the time. And I remember that day, and I remember at the end of it finding out from the cardiologist that he had tested positive for the flu after a full day of echograms, cardiograms, blood tests, IV, holding him down for needles, and how I really resented the idea that we didn't have safe alternatives, and vowing to myself that I was going to find them if they were there. And that was the day that I reached out to Mackenzie and got alternatives for medicines for us, basically, and really decided to fully up-level our health. So my background is toxicology, and so I have a pretty solid gritty science background, and I love helping people to find natural alternatives. And so that's what today is about. Tiffany asked me to do this presentation for you ladies, and I'm really stoked to be here because I feel like there is any number of possibilities of alternatives for you, and not the least of which being hope and inspiration for finding a better way of living and having a higher quality of life. So I want to try to keep this brief because we're online, and I know that some of us are at work. So go ahead and use the chat, and I'm going to ask Tiffany to keep track of the chat questions as we go. Does anybody have anything off the bat just to ask about, or things that are on your heart or your mind? Go ahead and unmute yourself if you want to ask anything.
And also, I forgot to mention the whole thing of coming back into after my surgery, I came back into the world of the coronavirus, right? So like, not only was my body just recovering and so fragile, I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So I felt completely confident in educating myself with like On Guard and frankincense and all of the other immune boosting powers that these oils have. So yeah, and I think there's like a whole thing that you can't be saying it's gonna prevent the coronavirus. Is that correct, Linnell? Because of
we have to be FDA compliant, which means we can't say that Melissa is, if used internally, is going to prevent the virus, but we can make ourselves really, really bad hosts.
Yeah.
And my goal is right now is to help share some of those tidbits, because there are a lot of things we can do to make ourselves bad hosts.
Yeah, like not taking care of yourself.
Right. Hi, Brenda. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi, Brenda.
Hi. Come on, Boo Boo, get in here.
Okay, go ahead and mute everybody. If you have, okay, Gail wants to know about essential oils and supplements that Tiffany used post-op and how. Can we can we parking lot that question just until we get more? There's Erin. Hi, Erin. Just until we get more further along in the presentation, and then we will circle back to that question. Awesome. Erin, I'm muting you, but I'm saying hi.
Thanks for showing your face, Brenda.
You're welcome.
You're
I just
beautiful.
couldn't see it.
All right, ladies, I am going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to get started on our presentation. So welcome. Let me see if I can do this so that we're actually looking at the slideshow and not the outline. There we go. We're going to roll through real quick. Why doTERRA and why not the oils that you might buy at the gas station or at Target? With doTERRA, our oils are coming from plants that are sourced from around the world. Really important that we buy plant materials that are grown in climates that they have evolved in, so that they are the most robust plant materials with the most concentrated phytochemicals, right? These are the chemicals that are in our oils that most modern medicines have been derived from. Okay, and so if we're switching over from Western medicines to essential oils, we need them to be toxin-free. We need them to be tested so that we know that there are no environmental contaminants or adulteration in them. We don't want to be exposed to chemicals while we're trying to improve our health. We want our plants to be harvested at the most opportune time, and so we really want to be comfortable with the level of due diligence that has been done. So what is an essential oil? Well, they are extracted from plants. These are the plant's natural defense mechanisms. And so they're found, depending on the plant, they could be in the seeds, the bark, the stems, the roots, the flowers, other parts of the plant, right? They're highly concentrated. So when we think about peppermint oil, right, it's one of my most popular favorite oils. It's very potent. You put it up to your nose, it is going to clear your sinuses. These oils, because they are distilled, they're 50 to 70 times more powerful than dried herbs. So you can think about drinking peppermint tea, and it may or may not take away your headache. It will probably ease your belly. But if we want to get rid of a migraine, we want to use the oil, because one drop is equivalent to 28 cups of tea, right? So that's really an important factor when we're using them as therapeutic materials. So how do we use essential oils? We can use them 3 different ways. We can use them aromatically, right? So if we pick up an oil and bring it to our nose, or we put it on our wrists and tip our head back and take 3 deep breaths, we affect our mood, right? We can get out of lizard brain or deadline mode or stress mode and back into homeostasis, right? Tap back into our mammalian brain. We can purify the air, and we can clear our sinuses and open our airway. And that's one of the things that's really important with this virus, because that's the first system that gets impaired if we do come down sick, is our airway. So we want to know that we've got therapeutic oils that we can use that are going to help us keep ourselves open. We can use oils topically, right? We can put them right on the bottoms of the feet. We can, if we're sore from too much gardening or weightlifting or holding a kid on our hip, right? We can put it right on wherever we're feeling tight or sore. And this works fast. So the oils can enter our bloodstream that way within 30 seconds. And it's very quick. It's the fastest way to get them into our bloodstream. And we're going to be careful with some of the hot oils and the more sensitizing oils, and dilute them with coconut oil. Now, we dilute to prevent skin irritation. We also dilute to facilitate uptake into the bloodstream. And that is, it's interesting, because we think about diluting making something weaker, when in reality, it makes the uptake into the bloodstream where we want it to go even faster. We've actually been involved with doTERRA in doing studies that show this. The third way we can use our oils is internally. Now, doTERRA is the only oils company that, if you can, I'm going to stop a share just for a second here. I want to show you this box that is right below the colorful label on the oils, and that's a supplement facts box. And so that is the only oil that you will want to take internally is one that you see that box on. And that's put on by the FDA. So they're telling us that we can use this oil internally and it's not going to cause any problems. Not all the oils are intended for taking it internally. So we've got to make sure that we are using them in the right way. We are doing targeted wellness when we take oils internally. And what that means is, like, for example, putting citrus into our drinking water. Okay, this is wild orange. I put citrus in my drinking water every single day, multiple times a day, because it helps to degrade whatever synthetics might be floating around in there and just gets it out of the body by boosting the liver enzymes. So we know if we've been on medication, if we're using hair or skin products that are not natural, we've got stuff floating around in our bloodstream, and by using citruses internally, it's a really nice way to boost our system. Okay, safety. We never want to use them in our eyes, our ears, our nose, or other sensitive areas. If you are, for example, caring for a child that starts showing signs of an ear infection, we can use melaleuca in the ears, but not to drop it in. What we do is take a little cotton ball, right? Dab a drop on the cotton ball and just hang the cotton ball in the ear. And the fumes will travel down into the whole ENT system and melt that infection as it's starting. So we dilute it with coconut oil, not water, right? Water will not dilute oil because they don't mix. So if you get peppermint in your eye, for example, you're going to really know about it. Use coconut oil or heavy cream or olive oil, whatever you've got to get it out of your eye so that it pulls the fat out of your eye, right? It pulls the oil out. If we use water in our eye, it's just going to drive the oil further into the eyeball and the fat that makes up the eye. So following label instructions, we can see that the application methods, right? A is for aromatic, T is for topical, I is for internal, and skin sensitivity. So we might want to dilute it for younger sensitive skin. We might want to dilute it before using it topically on anyone. And that's where we want to be mindful to be reading the instructions. Now, when we're using it internally, drinking it out of glass or metal or porcelain is mandatory. Do not drink it out of any plastic or synthetic like styrofoam, because the oils are strong enough, they will melt a hole in it and cause leaching of those chemicals into your drinking water, which is exactly what we don't want to do. Okay, so any questions so far? All right, so let's just hit the top 10 real quick. Again, lemon is fantastic for citrus degreasing if we want to use it for cleaning or degreasing our body, okay? So it helps with digestion. It also helps to break down mucus. And again, with this particular time that we're in, we want to know what to do. So for a 24-ounce bottle, I will do 2 drops of a citrus in here, and you can do it to taste. They estimate that we shouldn't do more than about 35 drops of oil per day internally. Lavender. Who loves lavender besides me? Oh my gosh.
I use it all the time.
Yeah, I feel like it's the gateway oil because it's got so many uses and everybody knows how calming it can be. It's also a fantastic antihistamine. So with any of the allergies that we come in contact with, skin irritations, sneezing, itchy eyes, we can use it directly topically. We can also take it internally as part of our allergy balm. And that's part of a recipe that I'm going to give you gals. So if you have something to write on, it might be helpful for you. Okay, peppermint, right? Peppermint is the racehorse, I call it. It's the strongest and fastest acting. It can break up your hot flashes. It can help with healthy respiratory function and clear breathing. Again, really important right now because it's a vasodilator. So when we use it topically, it just goes straight into our sinuses and clears things up. Now, part of the trifecta that I want to tell you about for the allergy balm is 2 drops each of lemon, lavender, and peppermint in a little shot of water. Swish it in your mouth, swallow it down, and it is like taking a Claritin. It'll hit you within about 20, 22 minutes. It's also great for oxygenation. So when you start feeling sleepy, but you're driving, or you need to do some more reading for work or whatever it is, this is a great way to wake up naturally. Okay.
Didn't know that.
What's that?
I didn't know that one.
Yeah, it's really
I
handy.
use all 3 of them, but I didn't know they mixed together like that.
Yeah, we'll get you a couple more recipes before the end of the class, and I think you're going to be really stoked to learn about using them and how to get the most benefit from them. Tea tree oil is our next one, right? Everybody knows Melaleuca is called tea tree oil. Pretty common as far as skin cleansing. It's a great astringent. It also protects our immune function, and it's great for cutting fungus. So if you have funky toenails, or if you're dealing with yeast, candida stuff, you can start taking it internally. And I just do, because a lot of our allergies here, when it comes to the sinuses, tend to be caused by mold spores, strangely enough, in the desert. And so when I go to my naturopath and I realize, she tells me it's mold, some kind of fungus going, then I start taking Melaleuca every day, and it nips it in the bud before it turns into a sinus infection. So oregano. So oregano is fantastic. It is nature's antibiotic, right? We all know about oregano, using it in cooking, but it's also really powerful. There's 31 or 32 natural antibiotic compounds in oregano oil. And so as it's super hot to the nose, it's also going to be super hot to the skin. So what I do is use a toothpick and use a toothpick worth of oregano oil in my spaghetti sauce. And that's enough for me. It is so powerful that I don't even do a full drop. And when you're trying to kick some nasty critter out of your body, you want it to be that powerful. So this is going to be part of our immune boosting blend that I'm going to share next. So stay with me, and we're going to move on to the next one. Frankincense. Okay. So we call
That's my favorite one.
Is it?
Yeah.
What do you use it for?
I use it in my diffuser every time, just to keep making sure everything works in the house, making sure everything stays away.
Awesome. Yeah.
That and lavender.
Mm-hmm. So frankincense is great for cellular function. And when we think about our bodies, we think about, right, cognitive function. Frankincense crosses the blood-brain barrier. And so we can soothe things that are starting out in our brain cells from the inside out, including depression and anxiety and migraines. So when in doubt, get your Frank out. That's what we always say, because it is so helpful. It's great for skin issues. If you have sun damage or oxidized spots, right? You can put it right on the skin. I also like to use it if somebody's sunburned. We have a little spray bottle of water with frankincense, lavender for soothing, peppermint for cooling, frankincense for healing. It's also great as part of our immune booster blend, because it's naturally helping the body's immunity be boosted with cellular support. So that's another important one for our immunity.
I use that with coconut oil on my scar from breast cancer.
Perfect.
And you move that in with the frankincense in that, and it's healing the scar tissue.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's fantastic. It's really helpful. There's a blend that's called Immortelle, that's frankincense and myrrh with coconut oil. And I have girlfriends who have used this on their C-section scars and have almost completely erased any sign of the C-section. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, That's nice to know, Linnell,
Yeah.
because Mike is always making a joke about frankincense and myrrh, but now there is the purpose of frankincense and myrrh together. So he's
Well, and
satisfied.
yeah, well, and we've got our emotions class coming up, right?
Yeah.
So oils carry a heavy fingerprint of emotional care for us as well. Frankincense is the father oil, myrrh is the mother oil. And so the two of them together are really powerful. They're sort of the parent oils, right? For whatever is ailing. And for scars, they are really powerful. Digestion. This one is fantastic for any kind of GI, anything at all, whether you're talking upper GI and it's gastro reflux and GERD, or whether you're talking about indigestion and bloating and gas. You use it internally. I do 2 drops in a little cup of water. And I mean, I just put it in a tiny bit of water and shoot it straight down. We had someone come to a class one time and she had the burning in her throat. We made her a little shot of it. By the time she took it up to her lips, set it down, she's setting the cup down and already saying, oh my God, it's better. I mean, that's how fast acting it is. So this is great. Even if you've got GERD during the night, once you lay down, it can cause throat cancer, having that acid come up into your throat, even if it's happening, you're not even aware of it while you sleep. This is a great way to just have everything moving through in a standard pace. It's also great if you've got blood sugar challenges during the night, like you've had too much rich dessert or too much pasta. You can use it before bed and help proactively mitigate that. Okay, breathe. So this is one of our biggies for immunity, of course, right now with the breathing challenges. Breathe is a fantastic thing to use for anxiety, turning your head around, and because fear and grief tend to lodge in our lungs, this is a lot of our asthma problems or our breathing problems are actually the body's way of speaking to us about pent-up grief or fear. And so this is a great way to emotionally support ourselves when we feel like we're reeling from something or we're worried about something. And if you take a drop in your hand, you rub your hands together. I'm going to show you how to take a hit real quick. This is kind of fun. You make an inhaler pour it with one hand, and you just put it tightly onto the other hand with a spot for your lips or your nose. And then you take 3 deep breaths. And it opens everything up. And the cardamom that's in here actually helps to heal scarred lung tissues, not just swollen, irritated tissues, but scarring as well. So this is one of the ones we can't use internally. So again, right, on the bottle, we don't see that there's a box under the colorful label, but we know we can take it and use it aromatically. It also helps to stop snoring during the night, which is huge in our house, because then mama gets to sleep.
How do you keep it from them snoring? What do you use it? How do you use that?
Well, we'll either put it next to the bed in a diffuser, or if it gets really bad, we will go ahead and rub it right on his nose and under his nose on his mustache area. And it helps keep everything open so that there's not constriction that's going to cause that snoring to happen.
Would that help sleep apnea?
Sorry?
Will that help sleep apnea?
It will. It will. And there are some filters you can get to go right into the apnea mask. I don't know who sells those, but I have seen them before. So if you were to look online, I know you can find some of those. And you would just put it right onto
well,
the filter.
I have the breathe.
Okay.
I use it in my diffuser.
Fantastic.
At night.
There you go. So you can also have, if there's snoring going on, try gargling with On Guard before bed, and that can really help as well.
Yeah, I think that. I didn't think about that.
Okay, cool. So Deep Blue is next. Deep Blue is our anti-inflammatory oil. It's fantastic for whatever's ailing muscles, connective tissues, or joints. If you've got, you know, a joint that's out of whack and you just need relief so that you can sleep, it is really impactful. And this again is just for topical use. Aromatically, it's not really going to do much because you're not looking to have it in your nose and getting it in that way, but it's definitely good. It's great for knees when you go running or hiking too far. You can use it preventatively if you know you're going to be in pain or inflamed. Okay, On Guard is our last of the basic 10. This is fantastic. doTERRA has loved On Guard so much, and it is so helpful. So On Guard is made up of the oils that were used to fight the Black Plague, and the keepers of the health back in those times protected themselves using wild orange, clove, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. So we know that it's really impactful for immune support. It helps with healthy respiratory functions. We've actually found that it helps in hospital settings to fight things like MRSA and staph. And as you know, anyone who's had an infection, or anyone who's had an operation, one of the biggest concerns about being in a hospital, of course, is protecting from the critters that are going to be in the hospital that you wouldn't normally be exposed to. So we use On Guard internally or on our skin every single day. And knock on wood, my kiddo has not been sick enough to go to a doctor since he was in the hospital those 6 years ago. And this is to blame right here. It's so effective that doTERRA has also created foaming hand soap and laundry soap and cleaner concentrate, all using On Guard. So that's a pretty good, let's see, I want to go back one. It's a pretty good testimonial, really, when you think about it, and knowing that we can take it internally, right? So I'm going to give you a recipe for my Flume recipe blend. This is the immune booster that's super handy for boosting our own immunity naturally. Start out with Frank. We're doing this into a small shot of water. So 2 drops of Frank, 2 drops of lemon, 2 drops of oregano, 2 drops of On Guard, right? And Melaleuca. And then I expand it because what we're dealing with right now is viral, and I add 2 drops of Melissa. So that's FLOOMM. And Melissa has been proven to be a viricide. They've done different studies with it, and Melissa is also really precious. And so what I do is I use my thumb across the top of the bottle and onto the roof of my mouth. Melissa is a fancy name for lemon balm, right? It's not super high level, extravagantly exotic, but it takes 2 acres of lemon balm to make this tiny little bottle. So it is fairly expensive. And that's why I use it as a split drop, and I just do the top of my mouth. I don't actually put this one into the bottle, but I use it when I'm doing the shot with the 2 drops of the others. So I recommend shooting them in your mouth, swishing for 30 seconds, swallowing it down, and calling it good. You can also, if you have little ones that might not want to taste it, you could always rub it into the bottoms of their feet, right? Make a puddle with coconut oil in your hand, do 1 drop of each into your hand and apply it to the bottoms of the feet. You can also take it down the spine. Okay, so let's see. What I want to do now, oops. So what doTERRA does, gals, is doTERRA takes the most popular oils and puts them into kits. One of the things that I didn't get to talk about that I wanted to talk about, I realized that I didn't get to, is talking about the foundation for wellness, which is nutrition. Okay, so at the very base of our nutrition pyramid, our wellness lifestyle pyramid, is nutrition. We have the most outrageous supplementation that I want to share with you, because if we look at the wellness pyramid that I don't have in front of me. It's nutrition, exercise, let's see, stress and sleep management, and detoxing. And if we can get our minds and our bodies wrapped around those basic steps, that can be 80% of our defense against getting sick.
Is it this pyramid?
It is, yep.
Yeah.
Hard to read though.
Yeah,
so
I know.
just to get you familiar, these are the vitamins I'm talking about. So the FDA tells us that we need 12 servings of whole vegetables a day in order to get what we need from the ground, right? From the vitamins and minerals out of the soil. So Microplex BMZ is our 12 servings of vegetables a day. It's kale, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and spinach. I know a few of us on this call are taking it, and it comes in a 3-pack with these other 2 bottles. So I want to hear from Tiffany on this, but I want to just tell you about the other 2 bottles first. So this is going to be your 12 servings, right, of cruciferous vegetables, and it's fixed with tummy tamer oils. So you're never going to have weird, funky burps and such. Alpha CRS is cellular vitality. This is all of the cofactors and stressors that we are going to want to think about when we're healing tissues in our bodies. And then our fish oil, the E omega. And this is small fish. There's no biomagnification. It's fixed with turmeric and frankincense. So it's going to be the freshest fish oil you can find. And you're going to get the benefits of those anti-inflammatories. Now, gals, what doTERRA does is they put the most popular products together and they sell them in kits and they give it to you below wholesale, and then also include a membership. That means you can use your wholesale purchasing power for a whole year, and when it comes time to renew, it's a $25 renewal, and they give you a bottle of peppermint, which is about a $25 value. So the first one is the Healthy Start Kit. Okay, it's going to be the basic 10 oils we talked about with a diffuser. So this is a great way to get your medicine kit reset. There's a Healthy Home Kit that again come with the basic 10 oils, but you've also got more home care and personal care. So you've got On Guard hand sanitizer, which is fantastic. And you can reformulate that when you empty it because you'll have your bottle of On Guard with you. We've also got the On Guard hand soap. That's the foaming hand soap that's nice and emollient. The cleaner, concentrate, the toothpaste, and shampoo. And this is a higher price point, and it's also a bigger discount from wholesale. And then the Healthy Habits Kit. And this includes the vitamins we talked about, the PB Assist, which is our probiotics, that's enterically coated. So really helpful for getting the bugs into your lower gut where they need to be before they get killed off by stomach acid. You've also got the digestive enzymes. We do have some of the oils. You got lavender, frankincense, balance, On Guard, and lemon, and deep blue rub, which is like the deep blue oil, but it's in a lotion matrix. So all of these are going to come with your wholesale membership. And because today is Diamond Club Day, there's actually a bottle of Citrus Bliss that is waiting for you for free when you enroll through Tiffany. And if you do get a larger kit, you get a Citrus Bliss, which is the invigorating blend. I think it's sort of like a half and half bar. It's vanilla and citruses. It's really delicious. Smelling, not tasting, smelling. And adaptive. And adaptive is our neuroplasticity blend that really helps with managing cortisol. So with that, I want to turn it over to Tiffany and get her thoughts on the vitamins, because you've been taking them now for 2 or 3 weeks.
A week to 2, I would think. I would think more about 2 weeks.
Okay.
But thank you, Linnell, for doing all that. It's a lot of talking. Yeah, so once I dove into like 2 weeks worth of the oils and just, I'm like, oh my God, what else can I get my hands on? I bought the vitamins, and I feel a difference. So it's a difference, and it's helping with my energy, because I mean, like literally I wake up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I have to do my stuff before the kids get up. And I know the moms and the grandmas can relate to this. And so my energy needs to go from, 4:35 a.m. till 9, 10 o'clock, sometimes 11 o'clock. And for sure, I'm there. And I kind of want to circle back to Gail's question, just get that out of the way. So post-op, I was on the pain meds that they suggested. And the doctor said, you really, really don't want to get constipated. So he suggested milk of magnesia or whatever. Well, within like a day or two or something, I'm like, okay, so if I haven't gone yet, then this is not going to be good. So with the Digest Zen, I started rubbing that on my belly, and sure enough, within, the next 24 to 48 hours, I was a little bit more leaning towards the too much, but eventually within a few days after that, it evened out. And not to talk too much about poo, but but for whatever reason, people, like to make poo jokes. But no, my digestive system is probably the healthiest it's been in forever, like seriously. And for the scar, obviously frankincense oil. I lather myself, put the fractionated coconut oil with some frankincense oil, lavender it over the scar, and I use just lavender for sleep, of course, because there would be nights with worrying about the coronavirus, worrying about my family, worrying about others, and I'm definitely like a mother at heart, so and to the other side, like using breathe in lavender are like my favorites to use, and I go through that all the time, and I love just breathe. And if I need 2 minutes to myself, like 2 minutes is heaven to me, if I could just sit and just like smell and do the shot that Linnell suggests. I do it all the time, and Mike makes fun of me that it's my drug, she's doing her drugs or whatever. But and then every day after surgery, I would put oregano, fractionated coconut, the oil to, like she explained, to absorb it, and on guard. So I'd make a mixture in my hand and massage the bottoms of my feet after my shower. And I just really could feel secure, and I still do it now because I fell in love with just doing that, and just giving yourself like a little self-love with the foot rub really helps your mindset for the day. And I will do her Flume and the allergy shots too. Those are amazing to try it out and just see how your body reacts to it. And of course, Deep Blue. So yeah, I found just every single oil, I found the ability to use them, and I fell in love with it. So, and the vitamins for sure. And next month, actually, I want to do, there's like, doTERRA has a 30-day cleanse. So you get the forgive me, what is it called? The Vitality Pack. Okay. Yeah, you get the Vitality Pack with also the other digestive system vitamins that they have, and you use the lemon, and that's just really kicks all the toxins out. So I'm super excited to start that in May.
Yeah, there's some great
Yeah.
detoxification tools that are folded into that cleanse. I've done it 4 times now, and I've gone around the world doing cleanses, and this is the first one I've done that doesn't hurt my belly and cause a lot of discomfort and weirdness. So you don't have to spend 3-4 hours in the water closet. You're still at it with your regular life, but you're definitely cleansing and detoxing. There's a whole 10-day segment just for killing yeast. I mean, it's like it brings everything into alignment and into balance. So I'm really excited to help everybody who doesn't have oils yet get their oils. And I think that's going to be a wrap unless anybody has any other quick questions.
No, but if let's see, I know I'll connect with everyone that I need to still, but if you guys want to shoot me a text of a time that works for you this week, and I'm super scheduled, but I can pile on things like you wouldn't believe. So I multitask like a champ. And Mike's making some kind of face in the back, I'm sure. No. But yeah, if you want to shoot me a message of times that I can connect with you guys. So, thank you so much.
2 days. If we do it in the next 2 days, we can fold in those free Diamond Club oils for you. So really excited to get everybody what they want.
Yeah, the citrus bliss is like, I know she said, I call it the creamsicles that you used to have as a kid. This smells just like that. It's so good. It's Sky's favorite. So my kids all have their own favorites. But thank you guys so much. And yeah, if you guys don't have any other questions.
No. What was the second one called?
The second
for what?
But the vitamins, what was that one called?
In the vitamin pack, we had the VMZ, we had the Alpha CRS, and we had the Omegas. So those come as the box set, and that's the Lifelong Vitality Pack. And then we have the digestive enzymes and the probiotics as well. And when you buy Lifelong Vitality Pack, you get the other two at a mega discount, which is really nice.
Like, so if I just came in and bought, if I just bought the oils, I can still buy with membership. I can still buy the shampoo or the soap and the On Guard soap and stuff, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. Once you have your wholesale membership, ladies, it's really nice because there's a subscription box that you can, it's all voluntary, and you get to put in it whatever you want each month. And then by ordering monthly, you can get up to 30% back on your wholesale prices for everything you order. And so then, you know, you start substituting in things that you're buying at the store that might not be as clean as you want or as natural as you want, and you start cleaning up your lifestyle with the chemicals that you choose to not bring into your home, right? That's the other aspect of detox, is detoxing your house and bringing in cleaner products. And so it's a really nice way to just have the support financially from doTERRA, right, as you're cleaning up your lifestyle. And you can buy those one-offs, anything at all. If you are wanting, you know, to maybe you just want 3 or 4 of the oils and the vitamins and you don't want the whole pack, you can absolutely get an enrollment that way as well. So, okay. And Tiffany is a great resource. She's super knowledgeable with all of the experiences she's been having about the oils. And the other part of, you know, Tiffany's presence here and sharing oils like this is that we are part of the Midtown Essential Oils Training Center. And this is a great resource for you to tap into that goes even beyond, you know, the incredible Miss Tiffany here, because we have social media presence, we have our website. If you do decide that you want to share oils with your family and friends, we've got a great mentoring program, and there's recipes and team meetings and all kinds of different funky classes that we have. And it's a really nice way to find community and pick up new positive habits and friends. So all of that is available to you as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and Linnell, will you, because we kind of didn't have time to talk about this, but will you talk about the doTERRA being a fair trade business and the how it really is conscious of the workers and around the world, and kind of touch on the company that way?
Sure. Yeah. I call it, you know, triple bottom line, right? You're doing right by everyone. And what I love to bring forward to these classes is the idea that good business is good for everyone. There's a lot of unethical companies out there that are sort of raping and pillaging our natural resources. And I love that doTERRA is run very ethically. The 8 founders never took investors, and so they never compromised their commitment to quality, to humanity and treating people right, and to science. So we've got, we're in 54 countries around the world. We have over 150 research universities that we are doing research with, and all of the villagers that we get to work with. A lot of these areas where the plant materials are coming from are impoverished developing countries, and there's a lot of scams going on where the villagers are being paid to basically blow and go, get as much of the oils and the plant materials as they can with no concern for wiping out that supply of plants. So what doTERRA does is they have people using sustainable methods for harvesting, wild crafting, like the ladies in Nepal and the Himalaya that are bringing our wintergreen and our spikenard forward, or petit grain in Paraguay, where you've got people who have very little socioeconomic standing, and doTERRA comes in, looks at their methods, looks at the plants, does the due diligence of testing, makes sure they're vetted and using proper methods, and then they offer them a 5-year agreement, so we know that they can take care of their families for 5 years, and there's no middleman. So rather than the poor Kenyans harvesting frankincense and just getting as much supply as they can, right, and moving on to the next trees and then selling, the frankincense will go through 15 or 20 different sets of hands before it comes to the US. And so the villagers are not being paid fair money, and the US people, the Americans, are still paying way too much. And so by collapsing it down and working with the boots on the ground, we're able to bring forth an ethical way of doing business and do right by everyone. And I really love that. There's some great videos that I like to show in more advanced classes that really highlight that. And if you Google frankincense doTERRA story, there's some really great testimonials, and you can actually see some of the people that are doing the harvesting and working with global conservationists to make sure the supply is strengthened and not stripped. So it's pretty awesome.
Thank you, Lynelle.
I've been using some of their oils for a couple of years. My daughter had a membership, and I just get some care for it.
Yeah, she's supposed to be here tonight, so she's got to renew. I think I talked to her a couple days ago, so I'll be following up with her and talking to her. But yeah.
So I just ordered off of hers because I never got into it a whole lot, but
well,
I like the On Guard, the Frankenstein, the lemon, and the, what's the other one?
Breathe. Is it Breathe?
The Breathe, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Those are some of the favorites for sure.
Yeah, because I have, I have the breathing problem at night. I have sleep apnea, and I've had pneumonia a lot, so I use that Frankenstein and the Breathe. But I didn't know
this is a book that we consider to be like the Bible, and I really love it because the back of this book has all of the different conditions that you might want to treat, information about the conditions, and different body systems, and how we can really use the oils as medicines. And this is another thing that we have access to through the training center. Each year when we go to convention, we bring back a few cases to share with our communities and sell locally. And so, depending on how elevated your health concerns are, of course, it's really good to have a system in place that means you can get what you need for the best price and have the education that goes along with it too. And I think that's one of the best things that I appreciate as a leader in doTERRA, is being part of a solid community with all the resources that you could ever want. Right, Gail?
Well, to be truthfully honest, I had cancer really bad, and they thought they couldn't get a hold of it. And so this year for Christmas, we went all out because I didn't think I was going to make it. So, but they got a hold of it, and they've got it stopped. So I think a lot more of my health now than I did.
Right.
I mean, I've always thought of my health, but now now I'm thinking a little bit more like I haven't left the house because I'm afraid of the coronavirus.
Sure.
And because I want to see my grandkids more.
Yeah.
I want to be around the grandkids more. And
yeah, she's my children's grandma. I don't know if I told you that, Linnell, but
No.
yeah.
Okay.
Brenda's my children's grandma.
Right.
She's also like a mom to me, but
Yeah.
and that's the other thing too, is like with the coronavirus, it's forcing all of us to up our health, right? And how are you going to do that? We can't go stand in line at a pharmacy. We can't go like to the doctor's office. Hang on, baby. So oils come straight to your house, you know, and I got him. It's okay. We're almost done. It's fine.
Well, I think that we're also not going to get help from the pharmacy, right? You're going to get Band-Aids from the pharmacy.
Yeah.
This is, you know, these systems are really helpful because you're up-leveling your own body's immune system. And so you are able to be resilient and just keep yourself more on the up and up. And then if you're not taking allergy meds that are shrinking the size of your brain, and you're not taking acid reflux meds that are causing dementia symptoms, and you're not having interactions of these chemicals that are accidental, then a more robust system comes forth. So that's kind of the goal of doTERRA. And I think the highest good for all of us, because we can think like global citizens and stewards of, you know, this amazing planet we've been given, if we're feeling good enough to, you know, think about others and the seventh generation, right?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for being here tonight. It was really lovely to see your faces and hear your voices. And
yeah, thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you for all the information.
Awesome.
Have
a great night.
You too.
Linnell, would you be able to stay on and we
sure.
All right. I'll talk to you later, Tiff.
All right. Bye, Brenda.
Bye, Mikey.
Bye, Sally. Thank you. Bye, Nikki. Thank you, guys. Say bye to Grandma.
Bye.
Bye, baby.
I'll
Love
see
you.
Soon, Karen.
Mikey, you're so funny. Thank you. You did so good.
Oh, thanks.
It wasn't as fast as you wanted it, but everybody was like, you know, engaged and
like it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
let me show you.
You're gonna show me. Did you fall asleep?
You too.
Yes, that's a number 2. I don't know. I think my Aunt Sally and Nikki might have left it on. Oh no, there. Yeah.
There's one.
One.
All right. There we